Have you ever seen a project completely derail because of something totally unexpected? It is incredibly frustrating, and it happens more often than you would think. The biggest planning mistake project managers make is not ignoring risks entirely, but rather failing to plan how they will manage those risks. This oversight can cost you significant time, money, and even project success. This is a critical area for your projects and for your Certified Associate in Project Management exam. Today, you're going to learn how to proactively protect your project by building a robust risk management strategy. This is where you lay the foundation for dealing with uncertainty, rather than just reacting to it. In our last discussion on communications planning, we touched on how crucial clear communication is. Now, imagine how much more effective your communication will be when everyone understands how risks will be discussed and handled. Let us put this into a real-world scenario. Sarah is the project manager for a new product launch, a complex endeavor with many moving parts. Her stakeholders are pushing hard for an aggressive launch date, and the budget for planning activities is tight. They are eager to get to market and just want a quick go-no-go decision now. Sarah feels immense pressure to quickly generate a minimal risk plan, or perhaps even skip some steps just to appease them and show progress. Here is the decision point. Should Sarah give in to the pressure and rush through the risk management planning phase, or should she push back and insist on a more thorough, structured approach? What would you do in this situation? Sarah decides to push back. She calmly explains to the stakeholders that while she understands the urgency, a rushed or incomplete risk management plan is not a shortcut. It is a direct path to unforeseen and potentially catastrophic problems later. She highlights that a small, focused investment in proper risk planning now will yield a much higher return by identifying critical threats and opportunities early. She proposes a dedicated but efficient risk planning session, emphasizing how it will provide a more realistic and secure path to market. As a consequence of her decision, the focused risk planning session, though it took a few extra days, identified 3 major technical risks related to integration with existing systems and 2 critical supply chain risks for a key component. Mitigation strategies were developed for each, including alternative suppliers and a phased integration approach. The project experienced minor control delays due to these mitigation efforts, but it ultimately avoided what would have been catastrophic failures if those risks had materialized unexpectedly. If Sarah had rushed, one of the supply chain risks would have halted production for weeks. The lesson here is clear. Investing time in structured risk planning upfront prevents larger, more costly problems downstream, protecting your project and its objectives. Exam questions often test your ability to prioritize these essential planning activities over immediate pressure, especially when it concerns critical areas like risk management. You have now grasped the essentials of planning how to manage risks, understanding both what to plan for and how to structure that plan. Many projects, especially larger ones, involve external parties and require strategic engagement to acquire necessary goods and services. This leads us directly into our next crucial topic. In the upcoming lecture, Procurement Planning Basics, you will gain the knowledge to effectively acquire goods and services from outside your project team. You will learn about the different types of contracts, the procurement process, and how to manage these vital external relationships. Mastering procurement is another vital skill that will significantly enhance your project management toolkit and prepare you for your Certified Associate in Project Management exam. Let us keep building that expertise. Let us start with some essential definitions first. What exactly is a risk in project management? A risk is an uncertain event or condition that, if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on one or more project objectives. Notice it can be positive or negative. Risks are not always bad. A positive risk is an opportunity that you might want to encourage. A negative risk is a threat you want to mitigate. Risk management, then, is the comprehensive process of conducting risk management planning, identification, analysis, response planning, implementation of those responses, and monitoring risks throughout the entire project lifecycle. It is a continuous process, not a one-time event. The risk management plan is a crucial output here. It is a component of the project management plan that describes how risk management activities will be structured and performed for a specific project. This plan tells you how you will handle risks. To anchor this concept, think about planning a long road trip across diverse landscapes. The risks are potential detours, unexpected bad weather, or even a flat tire. Risk management is like deciding how you will handle these before you even leave. Will you subscribe to a roadside assistance plan? Will you check weather forecasts daily? Will you have an emergency fund for unexpected hotel stays? This proactive thinking is what we are building. Now, here is a common confusion. What is the difference between a risk and an issue? A risk is potential. It might happen. An issue is actual. It has already happened. Your risk management plan prepares you for potential risks, so they do not become unexpected issues. Now, let us get into the technical components of this vital document, the risk management plan. This plan is your blueprint, your strategic guide for navigating the inherent uncertainties of any project. It ensures that every team member understands the approach to risk, fostering consistency and thoroughness. Without it, risk management becomes ad hoc, inconsistent, and often ineffective. The plan begins by detailing the risk management methodology. This section describes the specific approaches, tools, and data sources that will be used for performing risk management on the project. For example, it might specify using brainstorming sessions for risk identification, a qualitative risk analysis matrix for prioritization, and expert judgment for developing response strategies. Next, it defines roles and responsibilities. This clarifies who will be accountable for specific risk management activities, such as identifying risks, analyzing them, or implementing risk responses. It ensures no one is left wondering who owns what. Crucially, the plan addresses budgeting. This allocates funds for performing risk management activities, including contingency reserves for identified risks and management reserves for unidentified risks. It also covers timing, specifying when and how often risk management activities will be performed throughout the project lifecycle, such as weekly risk reviews or quarterly risk audits. The plan also establishes risk categories, which are a structured breakdown of potential risk sources often presented in a risk breakdown structure. This helps ensure comprehensive risk identification across various project areas like technical, external, organizational, and project management risks. Another key component is the risk probability and impact matrix. This defines how risks will be assessed and prioritized based on their likelihood of occurring and their potential effect on project objectives. It also includes stakeholder risk tolerance, which outlines the degree of uncertainty that project stakeholders are willing to accept. This sets the boundaries for risk responses. Finally, the plan specifies reporting formats, detailing how risk information will be documented, analyzed, and communicated to various stakeholders. It also describes the tracking process, outlining how risks will be recorded, tracked, and monitored throughout the project. For example, on a website development project, your risk management plan might state that weekly Scrum meetings will include a 5-minute risk update. It might define a high risk as anything with a 70% probability and a 2-week schedule impact. This structured approach ensures that risk conversations are not just happening, but are meaningful and actionable. A common error here is simply using a generic template without tailoring it to your specific project. Every project is unique, and your risk management plan must reflect that uniqueness to be truly effective. This brings us to a core principle. Proactive risk planning is an essential investment, not merely an administrative overhead. Think of a seasoned ship captain meticulously charting dangerous waters, identifying potential storms, and noting shallow reefs before setting sail. They do not just hope for clear skies, they prepare for the worst, ensuring their vessel is equipped and their crew is trained for any eventuality. This upfront effort prevents reactive crises, saves significant time and money, and ultimately enables a smoother, more predictable journey to the destination. When a project team truly honors this principle, you see them regularly discussing potential future problems, not just current issues. They allocate resources for contingencies and embed risk discussions into routine meetings. They understand that a small investment now can prevent a catastrophic loss later. Conversely, a team that violates this principle often finds itself constantly reacting to unexpected problems, facing budget overruns, and experiencing significant project delays. They are the captain who sails blindly, only to find their ship floundering in an unexpected squall, ill-prepared for the chaos. So remember this simple truth: plan for uncertainty, or uncertainty will plan for you.